Raising a child with special needs is difficult, but can you imagine not being able to access their medical records? A new law here in Illinois will change that.
My name is Deb Gosro, and I'm from Springfield, Illinois. This is Joshua, and he'll be 17 in October, and he knows sign language. He has some hearing loss, and he is very personable and social, as you can see. So although he's nonverbal, he is able to express his needs and make his wishes known.
Today we're talking about a specific bill that I find so important. Tell us a little bit about your situation, what brought you here, and what brought us to current day right now.
In May of 2019, I became a widow, and around that same time, I was getting ready to make an appointment for my son, who was 12 years old at the time. And when I went to access his dashboard, which his account was within mine, prompted a note that said, your child is 12 years old, and so you no longer have access to his medical information. So I thought this was a mistake. I reached out to the local hospital legal department, and so they explained to me there was a law in place where children, minors aged 12 to 18, parents, it was required medical consent from them for their parents or guardians to have access to their medical information, whether it was records or appointments or apps. I felt that that was just not going to be compliant with my situation. My son does not understand he needs to sign a consent. He would but not be of sound awareness of that.
Explain to us a little bit about why this complicated things even further.
At that time, I did reach out to my attorney, and I brought it to his attention, and he himself had not heard of this as well, and he has a child with special needs. So he said he would look into it, and about 6 months later, he said they found a loophole to override or overrule should I have any complications or obstacles granting me access. So he went ahead and forwarded the petition, and the judge honored it and signed off on it, allowing me access.
What was the final straw where you're like, I am going to call Senator McClure, I'm going to see what kind of help we can get, and tell me what that process was like?
Well, I had spoken with other families after this lawsuit, and they had brought to attention their struggles. They were actually experiencing obstacles and barriers within the medical community across the state. And so once they found out that I had moved forward with this and was successful, there was a lot of suggestions and encouragement to move forward to see if there was a way to get the law challenged. And then I was brave enough to approach the senator, and he agreed to take it on.
Yeah. Did you hug?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Aw, hugs.
Good to see you.
Yeah, and thank you. It's good to see you too.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
A parent should not have to go to court after authorizing medical treatment to get records for that medical treatment.
That's State Senator Steve McClure, who carried this legislation through the Illinois General Assembly on behalf of Deb and her son. Talking today about Senate Bill 188. Tell us a little bit about this bill.
Well, one day, Deb set up an appointment with my staff in my Chatham office, and I met with her, and she told me the problem that she faced, and all of us in the office were surprised that she had to go to court to get records for her son. Typically, patients have confidentiality, and there are federal laws protecting their confidentiality. And so this situation that my constituent Deb was facing is a situation that many parents across the state are facing.
Making the situation a little bit more difficult is specifically parents of children that live with special needs. Explain why that was important to you.
Well, it was important to me because that's exactly the situation that Deb is facing. And she's got a wonderful son, but for her to have to take the day off of work to go to court, and that doesn't just take away from Deb's day, it clogs up the court system. Why would everyone have to go through this if we can just streamline the process and make sure parents have access to this information if they need it?
Moving forward, if there are parents in your district or people who have concerns, much like Deb, what's your advice to them if they want to get a hold of you or share something with you where you can make a difference in the state of Illinois?
The fact that parents had to come to the state Senate to get this done is surprising, but it does show how important it is for people to voice their concerns and to reach out to their local lawmakers, because we can make a difference, and that's exactly what Deb did, and that's exactly why we're here today, to celebrate the passage and the signing of a very good bill that's going to help out people across the state.
On August 4th, thanks to Deb's courage and determination to right this wrong in the state of Illinois, Senator McClure's bill was signed into law, not only helping Deb's family, but so many families with special needs children across Illinois. If you had to give advice to a parent who is new in the journey, what's something that you would say that he has taught you?
Well, that he is worth it. He is worth the money it cost to file the petition. And to me, there was no cost that could be placed on that. I had no idea what direction this was going to go, but he was worth it, and that it would help other families so they wouldn't have to go through this.